Hi everyone, my name is Dipa from the Living Proof Institute, pharmacist and functional medicine provider.
And hi everyone, my name is Alice and I am the health coach at the Living Proof Institute.
And today we wanted to jump on here and talk about a very common problem that we see with many of our clients, and that is belly weight around the abdomen, also known as the menno belly or
muffin top.
Yes.
I hear a lot the spare tire, whatever you want to call it. It's something that a lot of our clients struggle with that they don't want to struggle with anymore.
Yeah, and this is, very commonly heard in women over their 40s. So today we really wanted to touch on why that happens and give you a few simple tips and strategies that you can start to implement to perhaps minimize or get rid of that belly fat that, you probably despise. So the main reasons why that belly fat starts to happen, especially as we get into our 40s, is because one of the hormones that starts to decline as we get into our 40s is a hormone called estrogen. And there's various different types of estrogen, and one of the most common ones that are involved with the belly fat is estradiol specifically. So as we get into our 40s, estradiol starts to decline. And the reason why we get that belly fat is because some of the key functions of estradiol is to really help you maintain a healthy metabolic rate. It also helps to keep fat off the abdomen. And estradiol is also plays a very important role when it comes to improving insulin sensitivity. So as you can see, when we move into our 40s and that hormone starts to decline, then we start to lose a lot of those benefits and that role that estradiol plays in our metabolism and our overall body composition. So, there are a variety of different things that you can do to help with kind of offsetting, the natural decline of estradiol from a lifestyle and nutrition perspective. So Alice is going to share a few of those tips with you today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks, Dipa. And something I see all the time with clients, especially women in their 40s, sometimes a little bit above, is they come in, they have that spare tire, muffin, whatever it is that you want to call it lovingly because it's there for a reason, but it's okay to say goodbye to it in time too. But what I see is a lot of women coming in saying, I'm eating correctly. I only have, treats every so often, treats quote unquote on the weekends. I am moving my body. I'm going to the gym all the time. I'm exercising ridiculously, and I'm not seeing any results. I'm not seeing that midsection move whatsoever. And so while movement is super important, we don't want to overemphasize the movement and further stress our bodies. So oftentimes it's a lot of stress that the women are under that come in and work with us through our metabolic reset program. And so we start to dial back that stress. But another lifestyle tip that is super important when it comes to balancing that insulin is getting joyful movement. So it's not doing your HIIT workouts or your intensive cardio workouts or your resistant workouts. It's really incorporating a practice that is joyful and that you enjoy doing and keeping up with every single day. And why movement is so important is because it helps to increase the uptake of glucose. And so, especially during an exercise, a movement is also going to help build muscle mass. And that's super important because in and around your 40s and above, as your estrogen levels, like Dipa said, tend to taper off or tend to start declining, so does our muscle mass. So making sure to keep up with joyful movement is going to be really important to help maintain that muscle mass that your body is producing, but then also that metabolic flexibility as well to be able to intake the extra carbs, let's say, and be able to use them because muscle is actually a sponge for glucose. So it helps to metabolize that glucose much faster. So super important for two different tips there. So the second thing we love to advise and recommend our clients to do is make sure you're getting an adequate amount of protein in every single day. So protein, of course, is going to be super important because they are the building blocks that build your muscles. So specifically, the amino acid leucine is what tends to taper off when we are in that 40s and above range. So making sure you're getting an adequate amount of protein to start building up some of that healthy muscle mass in your body. And so what you want to aim for is somewhere around 20 to 30 grams roughly of protein with every single meal. Now, of course, that could be dependent on your specific weight release goals, on your specific body goals, how much activity you're doing every single day. But the typical sedentary person is going to require somewhere between 20 to 30 grams per meal, making sure that it's as clean as possible. You can get as high quality of protein source as you possibly can. And there's actually a really efficient order in terms of eating your meals that's gonna give you the biggest bang for your buck, let's say insulin wise. So it's gonna allow your body to improve that insulin resistance. So kind of the proper order, or the most optimal order we find to recommend for our clients when they're consuming their meal, is starting with fiber first. So fiber is gonna look like leafy salad, it can look like some side vegetables, anything that is a whole food that is, as much as you can, keeping it to low glycemic index, whole foods, vegetables. So including those first, those are what's gonna give your body lots of fiber, and it's gonna create this beautiful mesh in your stomach that's gonna help kind of taper off that glucose that you're taking in from the rest of your meal. So sticking with fiber first, then going to protein, making sure you get a good quality amount of protein in, like we talked about, with a fat source. And then at the final end of your meal, that's when you want to introduce the carbs and the fruit or any sort of starches. So that's the typical way we like to recommend, so that again, you start improving that insulin resistance. The last point that we love to include for our clients is intermittent fasting. And this is actually something that many of them, if not all of them, love to keep up with even after the program or their experience on the reset. And the reason being is because their energy goes through the roof. So intermittent fasting gives your body a break from constantly digesting. And not only that, it switches from using sugar as its primary source to actually burning fat. So it's really important to take some time away from constant digestion so that our body is able to allot resources into actually healing our body or busting through inflammation rather than constantly working on that digestion portion. So intermittent fasting is going to be amazing at balancing out those insulin levels. It's going to allow your body to be more resourceful when it comes to its stock of glucose that it already has in your body, and your body fat to be burned first rather than constantly focusing on the sugars.
Yes, great tips. And, another thing with intermittent fasting is it really helps to target that belly fat because, your body is able to tap into those specific fat stores as an energy source. So I hope you found that information helpful. Let us know in the comments below, and please make sure that you like and subscribe for more tips. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye for now.